Alright, well, this is a report for day 3 of the experiment. I spent some more time watching VTC tutorials that I found they've been pretty helpful. Before I sit down each time, I should point out that I'm writing down goals. So even before I boot up the software, I'm kind of making note of questions of how do I do this and specific things like that. So that's been helpful. A couple things that I learned in my last session. First off, we've talked about clips and scenes. I've discovered, let me turn down the master fader so we can hear things. There's a function, if you just have your tracks here and you start messing around and you find combinations that you really like. Say you like this, and you like that with it, and maybe this one. And so you liked all those together. There's a function that can make all of these into a new scene. So it's create, capture, and insert scene. It's going to take all three of those and pop them into this whole new scene. So you have that combination available to you. You should notice when we're going through these scenes that if we're going to go from this one down to the next one, see how there's this blank? It's still going to play, he says. I'm sorry, that's a stop. I'm sorry, I misspoke. So this is a stop, if there's just a blank. If you control click in that region, you have an option to remove stop button, and then this will just continue. Like I tried before, it goes from this to that. This one is still active. And so you can do that. If you want it a second time, you can also option drag it. I figured out. So whichever one works for you. I found a pretty neat keyboard shortcut mentioned in the video. So these are all kind of the on buttons for each channel. And if you hit F1 or F2, you know, the numbers that correspond to these, it will turn on and off these. So on my laptop I have to hold down function and F1, it'll turn on and off number 1, function F2. So I thought that was pretty cool. So those are some of the things I learned during my last session. For my next session I want to look into some of the warping features, because which means taking audio clips and making them quantized to deal with audio files and tweak them in a time-based way. So I'll be looking forward to that. I should say I also discovered that if you want to input and record from an outside source like your microphone, you can see how these meters are moving. So if I'm going to mute this so I don't feed back through my speakers, but if I arm this track to record, you can see my voice is going up and down. So if you want to record a real live input, this software has the ability to do that as well. Alright, well, I look forward to hearing how you're doing with Ableton Live. Feel free to make a note and share any tips via comments that you write in, or feel free to make a video response to share any resources you found. I'm going to go looking on YouTube also for more tutorial banks. I'm going to look into the differences between version 7 and 8, because the VTC videos are only for version 7, so I want to figure out what the differences are, what might be different. So I'm looking at version 8, but the videos I'm watching are in version 7, so I just want to be clear on what's all available here in the software. Cool. Well, I'm hoping you're doing good with your Learn Ableton in a Week challenge, and I look forward to having this as a part of my creative flow. And so far, I mean, the end goal of this project is to create something that's usable, that to start using this as a musical instrument for composing a track. So that should be coming up soon here. And if if you want to join me in that challenge, feel free as well. Feel free to record and post somewhere for us to hear. Alright, take care guys. We'll see you tomorrow.